Hey, Kilian, hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
How are we doing, Paris? Paris, how are we doing? They're doing well. Kilian, it's lovely to see you. I'm glad the link has worked. It's over to you to share your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And thanks all the people here, because it's, I believe like that this to be here talking, to be here like sharing ideas and the conversations going on is what will have the biggest impact. The biggest impact, it comes from relations, and change comes from knowledge. And this conference is about sharing knowledge. And I hope with my experience I can share some ideas that can help your journey for this change, for this transformation. So first is the question is, why should athletes be involved? Like we think sport, it's a small place in the industry. Sport have a reduced impact in the transformation of the world. But if we look on the tail, like it's not that small. John mentioned like the influence, it's pretty big. And I believe that sports has a big role, not only as entertainment, that can have a big influence to people and to other industries, but also that it will be more and more necessary in a society that it's more sedentary. So like the need of physical activity will be more and more important. So therefore, sport will be even more in a highlight. And the sport industry have big challenges on transformation. I think today we are facing a moment where sport is continuing to use the same model that has been using for decades, and that is not sustainable. And I believe that their athletes we have a big role. And first is like how we can do an impact. At the end, like most of the athletes, what we want to do is to race, is to compete, is to perform. And that's logical. That's what we train for. That's what we dream about. But if we look further, is what we want to invest, how we want to invest our time, our resources, our connections. And as athletes, maybe most of that is to be better, to be more performing. But as we grow up, I think as athletes, probably what we want to invest this time is for the future generations. And if I'm just looking to the mountains here in front of my house, and the snow is it's less and less every year. The vegetation is climbing higher in altitude, so having less space for the ecosystems. So we want the next generations to keep enjoying a world with all these resources. We are part of the problem, but also of the solution. And I think that the industry have two big challenges right now. One is when it comes to all the industry, when it comes to the products. And even if we think that the outdoor or the sports industry, it's very small compared to all the other industries, it's still like the fashion industry represents about like 4.5% of the global carbon emissions. That's something that it's big, but also it has an influence to the other markets because it's exposure. So like companies that they are working on sustainability, finding solutions, investing on new technologies to make products more sustainable, they can influence other sectors. And I believe that we have been seeing that in the past, and I believe that the sports industry has the role on sharing this innovation and sharing these new methods. And basically, we can see better products, more sustainable resources when it comes to new materials. But the biggest problem is not only about the quality of the products. It's, in my opinion, is the overconsumption. Overconsumption that comes probably with somehow what we can talk about durability, and durability not only physically of the products, but mostly of the emotional durability of the products, on like this desire to have new products because they feel fresh, because they feel new, and to replace things that are not used. And today, like I would put an example, it's very easy for anybody. Like I'm here home in Norway. Probably if I want to buy a new pair of shoes, it will take me 2 minutes. I go to a website, I order, and well, probably not where I live here in Norway, but if you are in Paris, maybe this afternoon you can have the pair of shoes at your place. But if you want to repair a pair of your old shoes, it will take a lot of time. It will take time to find where is a cobbler near to you. It will take time to send it. It will take time to repair and to bring it back. So today it's much, much easier to just consume new goods than to find a way to prolong the life of our gear. To repair it's harder than to buy new things. To slow down our consumption, it's almost impossible if we are not thinking about if we are not taking the time to repair, if we are not taking the time to share gear, so it have more use, and that needs to change. And I think that that's a shift that the industry needs to do, and I think sports industry is in a good position of doing it. But we need to reinvent a new business model to make companies that they are sustainable economically at the same time that they are sustainably with the environment, with the resources, in a model that is slower, and where other ways to use the products to repair, to make their life longer, to share it, to buy second hand, needs to step up for that. So I have the belief that athletes have a big role on that, on pushing the brands. And I think athletes like myself, like John, that our career, it's in the back, or it's in the last stages. Now we have the power to influence a bit more the industry than young athletes that maybe they are looking more into performing as the first, and with their weight, it's maybe not as important with the sponsors. And secondly, I would say it's the events that we are participating. When we think about sports competitions, it's basically to move from place to place, redoing the same event, and it's great for the visibility. It's great to show the sport and the competition in different places, but the footprint on that, it's very big. So as athletes also, I think we need to associate and to rethink with the federations how we can change this model of competition, that it should in the future, in my opinion, involve less traveling, to highlight events that they are made locally, to make calendars where traveling is made in a way that reduces the footprint from moving to place, and also to realize that our concern about environment is not always related to our footprint. It was a study from Paulo Wicker in 2018 that showed that even if people, athletes, that they were doing outdoor sports like skiing, mountaineering, trail running, surfing, they had a much higher education on environmental issues, and they had much concern. Their carbon footprint from the practice of their sports was 40% greater than other athletes from individual sports, and the difference was even bigger if we compare with team sports. So we need to think that it's not only about changing the sport, but also our lifestyles from that. And today I think it's a good show. I would love to be here in Paris to talk with you, but that would probably involve a big travel. That would involve some footprint, and we need to rethink our actions on day to day, what we can do, how we can change it, and that comes from small actions from athletes, saying, okay, maybe it's not worth it to go on a training camp in the other part of the world. We can do that closer to home, to associate with other athletes, and just as you are doing here in Paris, to talk think about these concerns and to find solutions, to find ideas that we can bring to the industry, in our sponsors, but also to the federations, to the organizers. So if it's many athletes among you, I hope that you get some ideas that you can bring together, and you can join, like to keep talking with the other folks to pass these ideas to the other sport stakeholders, so we do a real change for a more sustainable and a better sport for the next generations. Thank you very much. That was all from me.